Hi, I'm Kevin,
And I'm Amanda.
and we are serving up
All that jam.
All That Jam, Quick Hit. Adam Deitch on his producer project.
I wanted to start off since this is something I discovered when I was speaking, emailing your manager. So, what do we want to talk about? And she threw out the producer project, which I guess has a recent record, Take Your Time. Can we start off with what is the producer project and what this new release is all about?
I've been making beats, hip hop style stuff for a long time since high school, almost as long as I've been playing drums. And it's a whole nother side of my life is, producing artists and I recently started making sort of hip hop tracks without rappers on it. So instrumental hip hop, and it's a whole thing now. It's a whole category. And I'm just so I basically was sitting around during the pandemic, and all my musician friends had no gigs, so they were posting themselves playing at their houses on Instagram. Just amazing musicians just home, just practicing and putting little clips of music. So I decided to use that as the proverbial sample palette and screen record their little thing and then kind of chop it up on my Pro Tools on my computer and then add live drums and some bass and some synths and stuff like that. And that's how it came about.
How many releases have there been? Are they full albums or do you just do singles or?
Yeah, it's full albums. Yeah, I have two full albums and a couple mixtape type things.
Okay, and it's all instrumental. I only listened to a couple of the recent things. So you never
Yeah,
had anybody on it rapping or anything?
um there are MCs that I would love to work with. It's just I find that the instrumental thing does a whole other thing for your brain. You get to actually hear the intricacies of the music and what's going on in there, because it's not just a sample in a loop. It's like there's live playing happening with it and combined with samples. So I like people to hear it first as is, and then I start talking to different rappers and seeing which ones vibe with the tracks, and I release that after.
There we go. Very nice. And the latest release is called Take Your Time.
Yep.
Okay. And we can get that where? Bandcamp, places like that?
Yeah, like that. And obviously it's on all the streaming and Spotify and all that. And I have vinyl for sale also of the record.
Nice. There we go. All right. Amanda, I'm going to throw it to you and let you jump into some of the older stuff there.
Actually,
Cool.
I did have a follow-up just out of curiosity, because you mentioned like COVID times, pandemic, and things were happening that kind of brought attention to just different ways of sharing music and sharing art. And one of the things that we've talked to a couple people about was this idea during that time of sharing stems and other things, so that as fans who maybe dabble, we can get in there and play around a little bit, get into the kind of the origins, the foundations of different tracks. Is that something that you would ever consider, or do you do that at any point?
I love that idea, for remixing and recreating, and even just something as simple as taking a guitar part and reversing it, making it backwards. Like just hearing things like that. Obviously Led Zeppelin was doing that in the '70s and the Beatles and stuff.
Right on.
But there's so many amazing uses, and I love the idea of stems as like hearing just the drum track from your favorite song. Like, what an amazing thing to have that I didn't have growing up, to hear, oh, that's what he was playing, or hearing just a vocal by itself and hearing like Whitney Houston's like solo vocal. It's like, it's something like that. It's like, wow, she really was the greatest, one of the greatest. So I think it's an awesome thing. We did that with Lettuce during the pandemic, did a sort of a stems video. We recorded our parts at our houses and we
Mhm.
did like a little instrumental funk jam and put that out. So yeah, I'm all about the using the technology and being able to create like with other artists all across the world.
There you go. How do you know when a song's finished?
It's never finished. It's just a snapshot of where you're at, and I don't put too much on it. I just know it when I can listen to it all the way through without yawning or wanting to check my phone or something. If it really holds my attention all the way through and I'm dancing, and I think it's pretty close to done at that point.
Yeah, that last 1% is always impossible to get to.
It's true.
Yeah, nothing's ever finished. It's just everything's a work in progress.
Who influenced your production techniques?
I mean, for making beats, I always like DJ Premier of Gangstar, Tribe Called Quest, that would be Q-Tip and Ali Shaheed, and Pete Rock is from Mount Vernon, which is right near Nyack, where I grew up. So he's like the hero of the kind of music. On Jay Dilla, who's Detroit and worldwide producer who we lost a few years ago. His style of programming sounds like a live band, and no producer has changed live music more than him. Like there's thousands of musicians across the world trying to play their instruments like Jay Dilla programs his instruments, and samples his instruments. So yeah, those are some of the people that I love.
I definitely could hear Guru when I was listening to your producer stuff. Guru popped into my head as somebody who would have been good over top of that.
Who's this?
Guru from Gangstar.
Oh, Guru, absolutely. Yeah, he's absolutely the
that
Jazzmatazz.
Jazzmatazz, I was gonna
one of the
say,
best.
like,
Jazzmatazz was a big record for me. I loved it. Donald Byrd's playing trumpet. It was big. It was for me,
Roy
anything
Ayers was on the one too.
Roy Ayers is on there. Yeah, like any project that combined hip hop and live instruments and jazz and funk, I was all over it. Brand New Heavies, the Roots, all that stuff. Jamiroquai. The list goes on and on. And I was obsessed with that because I felt like it married my two worlds, because I love live music and I love hip hop, and there's all kinds of ways to mix up those genres.
if you are enjoying All That Jam, please like and subscribe to our social media channels at All That Jam Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or visit our website, allthatjampod.com. Make sure to sign up for our email list and tune in every week for new episodes.
Also, look for full interviews on our YouTube channel. And remember, stay beautiful, but don't stay underground too long.